So, welcome back. And we are going to go now very deeply into uh, more of the teachings of Shunyata, the concept of emptiness. So, it's really an honor for me to introduce you to one of the most profound sutras ever written, the most profound teachings ever brought together. And it is called the Heart Sutra, the Prajna Paramita Sutra. So, the Heart Sutra is the teaching of emptiness. It's known in Sanskrit as the Prajna Paramita Hridaya. So, Hridaya is heart, and is one of the most significant and widely studied texts in Mahayana Buddhism. Its concise form belies the depth of its teaching, often profound insights into the nature of reality, existence, and the path to enlightenment. This sutra is often regarded as the heart of the perfection of wisdom, Prajna Paramita literature, which encompasses a vast body of texts focused on understanding wisdom and the nature of emptiness, Shunyata. So the Heart Sutra is believed to have emerged around the 1st century of the Common Era, during a time when Mahayana Buddhism was flourishing and developing its unique philosophical framework. It's thought to have been composed in India and later translated into various languages, including Chinese and Tibetan, where it became a central text in these traditions. The sutra is often attributed to the historical figure Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva of compassion, who embodies the ideal qualities of wisdom and compassion in Mahayana thought. Emptiness, Shunyata, is at the heart of the Heart Sutra and the teaching of emptiness, which asserts that all phenomena lacks inherent existence. So we've been through this in the previous videos. This means that nothing exists independently or permanently. Rather, everything is interdependent and subject to change. The sutra famously quotes, "Form is emptiness, emptiness is form," underscoring the idea that what we perceive as solid and substantial, upon closer examination, is fluid and transient. The sutra emphasizes also the non-dual nature of reality, challenging the binary distinctions that we often make, such as self and other, subject and object. By realizing the interconnection between all things, practitioners can dissolve the barriers that create suffering and misunderstanding. This insight promotes a more compassionate and inclusive perspective on existence. The illusion of self. What does this mean? The Heart Sutra addresses the concept of the self by suggesting that the notion of a permanent, unchanging self is an illusion. By recognizing that the self is merely a collection of what is called the 5 skandhas: form, feeling, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. Practitioners can begin to let go of attachment and aversion, leading to a greater peace and liberation. So let's go into the 5 skandhas and understand a little bit more about these, what's called the 5 aggregates also, before we go further into the Heart Sutra. It's really essential to understand the nature of existence and the self through these 5 aggregates. These aggregates describe the various components that make up a sentient being, such as ourselves, and illustrates how identity is constructed. The first of the skandhas is form, in Sanskrit rupa. And this aggregate refers to the physical body and all the material phenomena: the desk, the table, the chair, the house, the car, etc. It encompasses everything that is tangible and represents the physical aspects of existence. Form includes the 5 physical senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch, and their corresponding objects. It is subject to change and decay, illustrating the impermanent nature of all physical things. Understanding form helps all of us see that attachment to the physical body can lead to so much suffering, as it is a transient and ultimately subject to aging, illness, and death. The next of the skandhas is feeling. The Sanskrit word is vedana. Feeling involves the sensations that arise from contact between the senses and their objects. These sensations can be classified into 3 primary categories: pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral. So feelings are immediate responses to experiences and are closely linked to our perceptions and reactions. They influence our emotional state and can lead to what we call craving or aversion. How we really want something so badly that we'll just about do anything to get it. And then other things we completely dislike for no really sensible reason. So by observing feelings without attachment, practitioners can cultivate a deeper understanding of how feelings arise and pass away, reducing the impact of cravings and aversions on our mental well-being. The next skandha is perception, samina in Sanskrit. Perception refers to the process of recognizing and interpreting sensory information. It involves labeling and categorizing experiences based on previous encounters and knowledge. This aggregate helps us make sense of the world, allowing us to identify objects, people, and situations. However, perceptions can be distorted by biases and preconceived notions. By examining perceptions, we can uncover the ways in which their views shape their experiences and relationships, thereby fostering greater awareness and reducing misunderstandings. Mental formations, sankhara, is the next skandha. Mental formations encompass all types of mental activities, including thoughts, intentions, desires, volitions. This aggregate represents the volitional action that leads to karma. Mental formations are often influenced by past experiences and can manifest as habits, emotional responses, and personal tendencies. They play a role in shaping our actions and our reactions. And understanding our mental formations allow us to recognize how their intentions and choices create patterns in our lives. By cultivating positive mental formations, we can foster a more skillful and compassionate existence. So this also brings about what we know as a trigger, something that has happened to us at some point that we actually many times don't even recognize or have an awareness of that first instance. And then throughout our life, things of a similar energy, vibration, memory, perception trigger this response that creates a really radical reaction that often the situation doesn't deserve to have, because we are replaying this on an old programming. Moving on to the last of the skandhas, consciousness, vijnana. And consciousness is the awareness that arises when the sense organs come into contact with respective objects. It's often described as the continuum of awareness that connects all of the other aggregates. Consciousness is not a singular entity, but rather a series of momentary experiences, a little bit like a movie film in the old days when we used film. So there were little particular screenshots that were all put together, and as you reeled it, it created a moving picture. So this is how our consciousness appears to work. And it is affected by the other aggregates and is subject to change. By investigating consciousness, we can discern the transient nature of awareness and how it contributes to the illusion of a permanent self. And recognizing this can lead to a deeper understanding of the nature of existence. So the 5 skandhas collectively illustrate the Buddhist teaching of anatta, or non-self, highlighting that what we consider self is merely a collection of these impermanent aggregates. They come together to build up what we think of as our personality and how we are. But in reality, they are a collection of the 5 skandhas. So understanding the skandhas allows us to break free from attachment and suffering by fostering a path towards a more enlightened mentality. By observing and reflecting on these components, we can cultivate mindfulness. We can reduce our personal suffering and develop a more profound understanding of what is reality. This holistic view encourages a compassionate approach to oneself and others, and acknowledges the interconnectedness of all experiences. So, the role of meditation and the practice of the Heart Sutra. The Heart Sutra is commonly recited in various Buddhist rituals and practices, serving as a focal point for meditation and contemplation. And its succinct verses offer a powerful reminder of the essential teachings on emptiness and interdependence. Many of us engage with the sutra through chanting, which not only helps to memorize its teachings, but also facilitates a deeper internalization of its messages. Also, it's good to meditate on specific lines of the sutra, reflecting on the meaning of emptiness and how it applies to our own experiences. So this process encourages a shift in perspective and allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions without attachment, fostering a sense of clarity and calm within. The insights that can be gained from the Heart Sutra can be integrated into daily life and influencing how we can react with others and approach challenges in our lives. By recognizing the interconnectedness of all beings, we can cultivate compassion and empathy and respond to situations with greater wisdom and understanding. The Heart Sutra has had a profound and lasting impact on various schools of Buddhism, particularly within the Mahayana tradition, which is the great vehicle, it's called. Its teachings on emptiness and non-duality have shaped the philosophical foundations of Zen Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism, and Pure Land Buddhism. In Zen, the Heart Sutra is often used as a koan or a subject of inquiry. So a koan is like a riddle, prompting practitioners to realize the nature of their own mind and the essence of reality. Zen masters frequently emphasize the importance of direct experience over intellectual understanding, aligning with the sutra's teachings on transcending dualistic thinking. In Tibetan Buddhism, the Heart Sutra is frequently recited during rituals and teachings, and it is viewed as a vital text for understanding the nature of wisdom and compassion, guiding all of us on the path to enlightenment. And many Tibetan teachers elaborate on the concepts presented in the sutra, linking them to the practices of compassion and bodhicitta, which is an altruistic intention to attain enlightenment for the sake of all beings. In Pure Land traditions, the Heart Sutra complements the teachings on devotion to Amitabha Buddha. The understanding of emptiness serves to deepen practitioners' appreciation of the Pure Land as a realm that transcends ordinary perceptions of reality. So one of the most remarkable aspects of the Heart Sutra is its universal appeal. Its teachings resonate not only with seasoned practitioners, but also those new to Buddhism. The sutra's straightforward expression of complex ideas makes it accessible to a broad audience, inviting individuals from diverse backgrounds to explore its profound insights. So we're going to discuss some of the key passages from the Heart Sutra, but first I will read the Heart Sutra out to you so you have an idea, and then we will go in and look at some of the individual passages that have great relevance to becoming more understanding of the concepts of emptiness. So here it is, the Heart Sutra. So it might be nice to close down your eyes to listen to this. Avalokiteshvara, Bodhisattva, when practicing deeply the perfection of wisdom, saw that all 5 skandhas are empty and was saved from all suffering and distress. O Shariputra, form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form does not differ from emptiness. What is form is emptiness. What is emptiness is form. The same is true of feelings, perceptions, formations, and consciousness. O Shariputra, all dharmas are marked with emptiness. They are not produced or destroyed, not stained or pure, not deficient or complete. Therefore, in emptiness, there is no form, no feelings, perceptions, formations, or consciousness. No eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, or mind. No form, sound, smell, taste, touch, or object of mind. No realm of sight up to no realm of consciousness. No ignorance and no end to ignorance. Up to no old age and death, and no end to old age and death. There is no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cessation of suffering, no path, no wisdom, and no attainment, because there is nothing to attain. The bodhisattvas rely on the perfection of wisdom, and their minds are unobstructed. Because they are unobstructed, they have no fear, and they overcome all confusion. Ultimately, they realize nirvana. All Buddhas of the past, present, and future rely on the perfection of wisdom and attain the highest perfect enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom is Gate, Gate, Paragate, Parasamgate, Bodhi Swaha. This sutra emphasizes the idea of emptiness and the interdependence of all phenomena, encouraging us to realize the nature of reality beyond conventional understanding. So that may all seem a little bit, whoa, what the hang was that? So we're going to look at some of the key passages of the Heart Sutra, the Prajnaparamita, Hridaya, and break down what they mean so it makes a little bit more sense to you. One of the most famous passage from the Heart Sutra is, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. So this foundational line encapsulates the essence of the Heart Sutra's teaching on emptiness. It suggests that what we perceive as solid and real, physical objects and experiences, are actually devoid of any inherent existence. In Buddhist philosophy, form refers to all phenomena, including our own bodies and minds. Our homes, our cars, our jobs, our gardens, our holidays, which also comes into that subject of form. And recognizing that these forms are empty helps us understand that they are contingent upon numerous conditions and causes. This realization fosters a sense of detachment and helps reduce clinging, which is one of the root causes of suffering. being attached to certain situations and wanting them to stay that way, not wanting things to change. It encourages a shift in perception, allowing us to see that while form arises and passes away, their essence is interconnected and fluid. In emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no perception, no mental formations, no consciousness. What does this mean? This passage identifies the 5 aggregates, which we discussed earlier, the skandhas, that constitute an individual's experience and identity. It's what we think of as part of our personality or our personality. And by stating that these aggregates are empty, the sutra challenges the conventional understanding of selfhood. Each aggregate is dependent on others. They don't stand alone, so they lack an independent, unchanging essence. This insight into the emptiness of the aggregates is crucial for overcoming the illusion of a permanent self, which is the source of all suffering. By recognizing the impermanent and interdependent nature of our existences, we can cultivate a more profound sense of liberation and awareness. Another of the famous lines of the Heart Sutra is, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind. Wow. This sequence of negations dismantles the notion of dualism, the separation between the perceiver and the perceived. In Buddhist thought, sensory faculties and consciousness are often viewed as the means through which we engage with the world. However, this passage points out that even these faculties are not separate from the emptiness that they arise from. This serves to illustrate that our experiences, including perceptions and feelings, do not possess an independent existence. By realizing that these senses are also empty, practitioners can transcend attachment to sensory experiences and cultivate a deeper awareness of reality as it is, free from the distortions of ego and desire. Another of the profound statements of the Prajnaparamita Hridaya: there is no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cessation of suffering, and no path. Here, the sutra presents a radical reinterpretation of the Four Noble Truths central to Buddhist teachings. While these truths traditionally outline a framework for understanding suffering and its cessation, this passage emphasizes that even these concepts, suffering, its causes, the possibility of cessation of suffering, and the path, also lack intrinsic nature. This does not dismiss the reality of suffering, but highlights how our conceptual framework can obscure true understanding. By understanding that these truths are also empty, practitioners can let go of rigid attachments to doctrine and experience a more fluid, direct engagement with life, leading to authentic liberation. So this is really basically saying that quite often the teachings is another form of attachment and another form of indoctrination and programming. So this frees us from this. The bodhisattva of compassion, when practicing deeply the Prajnaparamita, sees that all 5 aggregates are empty. What does this passage mean? It highlights the role of the bodhisattva. What is a bodhisattva? It's an enlightened being dedicated to the awakening of all sentient beings, all of us, every creature that exists in this dimension. By deeply engaging with the teachings of the Prajnaparamita, the perfection of wisdom, the bodhisattva recognizes the emptiness of all phenomena, including the aggregates that constitute individual identity. This profound insight allows the bodhisattva to cultivate compassion without attachment to a self that must be saved. The realization of emptiness invites a compassionate response to suffering, as it fosters an understanding of connectedness or interconnectedness and the shared nature of experience and existence. And finally, the great mantra of the Heart Sutra. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhi swaha. This famous mantra serves as the summation of the journey towards enlightenment. Each term can be interpreted as a step in the process of transcending the ignorance of this dimension. Gate means gone, and it signifies the movement beyond ordinary perception, gone beyond ordinary perception. Twice we say that. Paragate means gone beyond, indicating the crossing over into a deeper understanding of reality. Parasamgate, gone completely beyond, emphasizes the ultimate realization of enlightenment. Bodhi refers to awakening or enlightenment. And swaha is an affirmation of praise. So it is gate, gate, gone, gone, gone beyond, gone completely beyond the ordinary perception, and awakening to our truth and the truth of reality. So this mantra encapsulates the essence of Buddhist practice, a continuous journey of letting go, deepening understanding, and awakening to the true nature of reality. The Heart Sutra offers profound insights into the nature of existence and the path to liberation. Its teachings on emptiness challenge us. They're very, very challenging. Our fundamental assumptions about ourself, our identity, and our reality. It throws the baby out with the bathwater. By deeply contemplating these passages, we are encouraged to cultivate wisdom and compassion, recognizing the interconnectedness of all beings. This sutra serves as both a philosophical treatise and a practical guide, inviting individuals to navigate their lives with much deeper understanding. So, from here, we are going to conclude this particular session, and we will do the final recording is the japa mantra recitation of the famous mantra of the Heart Sutra. So I'll see you in the next video.